Hello students, this is Pradeep Gupta and today we are going to start new topic, theorem of equal ratios. First we are going to learn what is the property, and after that we will learn how to use this property to solve problems. Okay, so first we are going to learn what is this property, theorem of equal ratios. So let us see that. Okay, first we will learn what is theorem of equal ratios. See, if A upon B equals to C upon D, means we are having two equal ratios. In fact, you can have two or more than two ratios which are equal. Then, by using this property, you can add. Okay, but if you add numerator, that means you have to add denominator as well, or even you can subtract also. If you subtract in the numerator, that same operation you have to do in the denominator. Both the ratios are equal, and also these ratios are equal to your original ratio. This is theorem of equal ratios. Basically, what does it mean? You can add the ratios or you can subtract the ratio, and the answer of those two ratios will be same as your previous ratio. This is known as theorem of equal ratio. Okay, now suppose there are three ratios which are equal, like A upon B equals to C upon D is equal to E upon F. Suppose these three ratios are equal, then you can add all the ratios, right? You can add all the ratios, or even you can subtract also any two ratios, or anyway all are equal to your original ratio. Okay, so this is also theorem of equal ratio. So basically, what does it mean? Remember, whenever you are using this theorem of equal ratios, that means you can add or subtract, but the only thing which you should remember is whatever you are doing in the numerator, that same thing you have to apply in the denominator as well. If you are adding in the numerator, then you have to add in the denominator. Okay, so that is what theorem of equal ratios. Understood now? Now let us start practice set 4.4 on this theorem of equal ratios. Okay, now see the first question. What is given to us? X upon 7 is equal to y upon 3. This we know, and by using this we have to fill in the blanks. Okay, now see, this is what 3 times x, so you are doing 3 times of this, so you here also you have to do 3 times. So 3 7 ja 21, then plus sign is there. 5 times y, so this is also we have to take 5 times, so 5 3s are 15. So here we got 15 and here we got 21, and if you add 21 to 15, you are going to get 36 here. Okay, same way this one also we are going to do 7x. So 7x means what? Here we have multiplied by 7, so here also, so 7 7 ja 49, minus 9 times of this, so 9 3s are 27, so 7 7 ja 49 minus 27. So if you do 49 minus 27, you are going to get 22 here. So here we got 22 and here we got 36. Okay, so this way you have to use your property. See, whatever is done in the numerator, same thing we are doing here in the denominator. Okay, now see second question. Now in this case, what is given to us? A upon 3 is equal to B upon 4 is equal to C upon 7. Now this is we have to find out A minus 2B plus 3C. Okay, now what is A? 3 minus 2 times of B, so 2 times of B, if you do 2 4 ja 8, plus 3 times C, so 3 times C means 3 times 7 ja, so 3 7 ja 21. Okay, Now we will simplify this. This is a minus 2b plus 3c upon. Now see, this is 3 plus 21. If you do 3 plus 21, you are going to get 24, and 24 minus 18 gives you 16. So in this box you are going to get 16. Now see, this one is little different. First term is 6 and this is 3. So if you multiply 3 by 2, you are going to get 6. So 2 times we have to do this. So this is 2a. Then minus sign is there. Then 8. 8 means what? 4 2s are. So twice of b plus 14 is there. So 7 2s are. So twice of c also. Okay now. See 3 2s are. So twice of a. 4 2s are. So twice of b. 7 2s are. So twice of c. And minus plus is there. Okay. So in these two sums we have applied theorem of equal ratios only. Okay, so whenever you are using theorem of equal ratios, only the thing which you should remember is whatever you are doing in the numerator, same thing you have to apply in the denominator as well. Okay, now we are going to solve question number 2. See, in question number 2 we are given this 5m minus n is equal to 3m plus 4n, and by using this we have to find out some values. What we have to find out, you can see, first we have to find out m square plus n square upon m square minus n square, and second times we have to find out 3m plus 4n upon 3m minus 4n. So this already we did in the previous class, previous exercise. Now we are going to solve this in this exercise also. First let us simplify this. Okay, so this is 5m already here. Take this 3m to left hand side, so this 3m becomes minus 3m. Okay, now this 4n is as it is. Now minus n becomes plus n. Now 5m minus 3m gives you 2m. 4n plus 1n gives you 5n. So m upon n is equal to 5 upon 2 here. Okay, this is m upon n is equal to 5 upon 2. Okay, so we know the value of m upon n, that is 5 upon 2. Since it is a ratio, so we can take common multiple. So let the common multiple be x. So if our common multiple is x, that means our m will be 5x, m is equal to 5x, and n is equal to 2x. Okay, now first part is we need to find out m square plus n square upon m square minus n square. Now let us substitute the values of m and n here. M is 5x, so 5x square plus 2x square. Here also same thing, 5x square, minus sign is there, then 2x square. Now let us take the squares. Square of 5 is 25, square of 2 is 4, so 4x square. Here also 25x square minus 4x square. If you do this 25 plus 4, you are going to get 29, and if you do 25 minus 4, you are going to get 21. Okay, then what you have to do, x square get cancelled, and finally you are going to get 29 upon 21. Okay, so this is the answer of this first part. Okay, understood now how we did? First we have simplified this to get the value of m upon n, and after getting m upon n we have taken common multiple x. Then we got m is equal to 5x, n is equal to 2x. After that we are solving for first part, so we have taken first part and substituted the values of m and n. M is 5x and n is 2x. So if you take square 5 square of 5 you are going to get 25, square of 2 you are going to get 4, and x square is already there. So if you add 25 plus 4, 29x square, 25x square minus 4x square gives you 21x square. X square get cancelled, so finally we got 29 upon 21. Okay, now we will move to second part. So the second part is 3m plus 4n upon 3m minus 4n. Okay, now see how to solve this. Same way, already we have m value 5x and n value 2x. So substitute the values of m and n. Same way here also, 3 into 5x minus 4 into 2x. Now next step is what? Simplification of this. 3 5 are 15x plus 4 2 are 8x. Here also 15x minus 8x. Now if you add 15 plus 8, you are going to get 23, and here 7x. So x get cancelled, so you are left with 23 upon 7. Okay, same thing we did. We have placed the values of m and n. After putting the values, we have simplified these, and after simplification we got 23 upon 7. Okay, so this way we have solved second one. Okay, understood now? Now students, for today I am stopping because this much is enough for you. So today we have learned what is theorem of equal ratios, and after that you also know how to use it. Again I am repeating, whenever you are using theorem of equal ratio, you should remember these things very clear. Whatever ratio is given to you, both the ratios are equal to whatever ratio you are making new. Means you can add or subtract, it depends on your question, but whatever answer you are getting, that answer is similar to your previous ratios. Okay, so that is what theorem of equal ratios. Then by using this theorem of equal ratios, we have solved first two questions. In first question we have applied theorem of equal ratios, and in second question this is very much similar to our previous exercise. Okay, so you all write all these properly in your notebook. Okay, now in the next class we will do some more questions of this exercise. Okay, so for today that's it. Thank you.